A completely normal morning. Headache strikes, you reach for your trusted everyday painkiller, but within hours, 7 people are dead, and your neighborhood grocery store becomes a federal crime scene. The year is 1982. The ultimate domestic brand in America is Tylenol. It controls over 35% of the over-the-counter painkiller market, trusted by parents, doctors, and hospitals alike. But in the suburbs of Chicago, an invisible terror unfolds. A 12-year-old girl wakes up with a cold, takes an extra-strength capsule, and collapses. Later that day, a paramedic drops dead after taking a capsule from the exact same batch. And by nightfall, 7 completely random citizens are gone. As the city descends into absolute panic, investigators make a chilling discovery. An unknown individual had systematically walked into local grocery stores and pharmacies, pulled bottles of Tylenol off the shelves, and laced the capsules with pure potassium cyanide, and placed them right back on display. Today, the idea of walking into a retail store, unscrewing a plain plastic cap, and swallowing a capsule with zero protection sounds like madness. But before the autumn of 1982, consumer drift was rampant. Manufacturers and the public lived in a state of absolute innocence. Bottles were packaged in simple cardboard boxes with plain, unrestricted plastic lids. There were no plastic rings and no induction foils, no warning labels. The entire retail industry operated under a massive blind spot. The assumption that consumer products on a grocery shelf were naturally safe from human malice. And this was the ultimate fork in the road. Facing a public relations nightmare, the parent company Johnson & Johnson had to make a choice. They could minimize the damage, blame a local distribution error, or protect their bottom line, but instead, they took the unprecedented massive risk. They issued a nationwide recall of 31 million bottles, halting production entirely. It was a move that cost them over $100 million, but it permanently changed the fabric of global manufacturing. The next week, the FBI launches a frantic, massive manhunt for a copycat killer as terror grips retail stores nationwide. Panicked, consumers flush millions of pill bottles down toilets, completely emptying pharmacy shelves across the globe. The next month, engineers rush to completely redesign the physical architecture of commercial consumer packaging. Johnson & Johnson reintroduces their product encased in an unprecedented multi-layered protective shield. 6 months later, the United States Congress passes the Federal Anti-Tampering Act, officially making it a severe felony to alter consumer goods. The Food and Drug Administration mandates that all over-the-counter medicine must feature highly visible, tamper-evident technology. And every decade, the plastic collar on your soda bottle clicks as you twist it open. The silver foil on your milk carton resisting your thumb is audited, tested, and secure. But what if Johnson & Johnson had chosen corporate denial over public safety? What if they had protected their bottom line and refused the recall? In that alternate timeline, copycat poisonings ripple through grocery stores unchecked across the country, as the killer remains at large. Trust in packaged goods completely evaporates. The grocery store as we know it changes forever. People stop buying prepackaged foods, canned goods, and over-the-counter medicine out of sheer terror. The entire retail economy shifts 50 years backward, forcing pharmacies to lock every single item behind glass counters, requiring an employee to hand-verify your products before you touch them. Because one company refused to take the financial hit, the protective silver foil is never invented, and the blind trust of the modern consumer grid is broken permanently. The Chicago Tylenol killer was never caught, remaining one of the most chilling, unsolved mass murders in modern history. But their dark ripple completely rewrote the rules of survival of the modern consumer world. Do you remember the old unsealed bottles from the early 80s? Or have you always lived in a tamper-proof world? Share it in the comments below. And if you would like to explore more of these ripples in history and in life, please hit subscribe and join me on the Ripple Trace.